only Renuka, she need to create the files inside the Oppo directory, and as well as NIT group members also, they need to be people that doesn't have the access. They are unable to create the files and directories inside the Oppo because Oppo owner is root. Oppo owner is root. If you're providing the full access for other user, what will happen? Anybody can create the files and directories inside the Oppo. It may be student, it may be Renuka, it may be Ishwar, it may be Siva, right? It may be Raju Rani, anybody can create. But my intention is only Renuka, she need to create the files inside the Oppo, and then Renuka and NIT group member, Raju Rani, those people, they need to create the files and directories inside the Oppo. So student user, he should not, and Ishwar user, he should not, and Siva user also, he should not create the files and directories inside the Oppo. Right? So we are providing the access for someone to access particular file and directory. We are allowing Renuka user and NIT group to access this Oppo directory. Okay. So if you want to can allow the access, if you want to can deny the access according to your requirement. At present, by default, we have deny access. At present, by default, we have deny access. Now we are trying to allowing only Renuka and NIT group members, right? So let's see guys here. Coming to this concept, we have few commands, only two commands we have guys here. In ACLs, we have two commands. One is get FACL. Another one is set FACL. Get FACL means get file ACLs. To list the ACLs, we are going to use the get FACL command. So to set the ACLs, we are going to use set FACL commands. Got it guys? Only two commands we are going to use. Okay? Only two commands we are going to use into where? In ACLs concept. One is get FACL to list the ACLs. Get FACL and we need to provide the directory name or file name. For example, Oppo. To know the ACLs. Got it guys? To know the ACLs. To list the ACLs you can say. That is best. To list the ACLs. Got it guys? So what kind of ACLs we'll have for Oppo directory? We are going to get the list. And coming to, according to this diagram, we are trying to allowing Renuka user to access Oppo directory. And as well as NIT group also we are allowing to access the Oppo directory. NIT group member, they are going to access the Oppo directory. So how to provide the ACL permission? Set FACL -m is option. Set FACL -m is option, right? And then we need to provide the user or you, whatever if you want to can use. -m means modification. Set FACL -m means modification. User or you. User or you, whatever if you want to can use. U : now we are trying to providing the username Renuka. Got it guys? Colon, syntax, user : username : permissions. Got it guys? User : username : permissions. U means user. So if you want to can write total user word also, it's not a problem, right? So U : to whom we are trying to providing the permission? Renuka user. So Renuka is a username : RWX permission. RWX permission, or otherwise if you want to can provide octal value 7 also, it's not a problem. Got it guys? RWX is a permission. Read, write and executable permission we are trying to providing for whom? Renuka user. Got it guys? Comma GR group. If you want to can write total word group or otherwise G, both are same. G : and group name is a NIT : RWX. Now we are allowing NIT group to access the Oppo directory. We are trying to providing the full permission for NIT directory. Got it guys? So G : group name : permissions. According to your requirement, you can provide the permission. So I need to allow. So that's why I'm trying to providing the RWX permission. Comma. O or other. O or other. Yovesh. Colon. Remaining peoples, they are coming under other users. Student user, ER user, and then Shiva user. Those people, they are coming under others. No need to provide the name. So everybody, they are coming under others. So that's why O colon R. R means read-only permissions. Okay. So now we are trying to providing this read-only permission for who? Oppo directory. I hope you got it, guys. It's very simple, right? So set fsel is a command. -m means modification. M stands for modify, right? You are user. You colon and your username to whom you need to provide the permission. Renuka is a user. Colon RWX full permission. If you're providing full permission, then only Renuka user it is going to access the Oppo directory. Otherwise, she is unable to access. Got it, guys? And then comma G colon NIT. So NIT is a group. So now we are trying to providing RWX permission for NIT group. And then O colon. So you need to separate with the help of commas. Got it, guys? O colon and then R. Read only permission we are trying to providing for student, ER and then Shiva. I hope you got it, guys. And finally, to whom we need to assign the permission? Oppo is a director. So like this, we are going to provide the ACL permission. According to this diagram, now we are going to perform few practical sessions. So let's see, guys, here. So now we are going to create Oppo directory with the help of root user and then few users and one group, and then we are going to add Raju Rani users into group. So can you hear me? Am I online? Online, can you hear me? Guys, can you hear me? Am I audible? Right. So now I'm trying to log in as a root user. I'm trying to log in as a root user. Got it, guys? SU hyphen. Right. So we log in as a root user, right? According to this diagram, so we are trying to creating those files and users. So now first what we need to do? So we need to, right. So first we need to create the Oppo directory. So let's see, guys, here. mkdir Oppo is a directory. So who's the owner of Oppo? Root. How to know? ls-l. See, guys, Oppo directory got created. RWX per user, RX per group, RX per other user. Right? Guys, this dot is ACL. So if we have dot, right? If we having dot means there is no ACLs. If you have the dot means there is no ACL. This is a new directory. It's a new directory. It doesn't have any ACLs. So instead of dot, if we having plus symbol, instead of dot, if we having small plus symbol, means that directory it having ACLs. Clear now? What does this do? This do, it will link with your size. Got it, guys? This is a link value, it's the link with size. Files having one, directory having two. Actually, file having one, by default directory having two. So let's see here. Go to Oppo, right? So I'm trying to creating one more directory inside the Oppo called dir1. Right guys? So I'm trying to creating the one more directory inside the Oppo dir1. So go back, cd, let's check the list. It will become 3. By default, directory link value is 2. If you did any directory inside the particular directory, the link value will become 3. Means this value, it will show you directories count inside the Oppo. I hope you know each and everything now. First field, file type. Second field, user permission. Third field, group permission. Right? Fourth field, other user permission. Dot ACLs. There is no ACLs now. Dot means 2. It's a link value. It will link with size. If you did few directories inside the Oppo, the directory count it will show you. So now I am trying to creating one more directory. It will become 4. mkdir dir2. So now go back and check the list. It will become 4. See. I hope you got it, guys. So inside the files, we are unable to create the directories now. So that's why one link value. So directory by default link value 2. If we having 2 means there is no subdirectories inside the Oppo directory. So if we having 3 means one subdirectory will have inside. 4 means 2 subdirectories will have inside. I hope you got it, guys. With the help of this link value, we can count how many directories we have into that particular directory. So clear? Right. You know now each and everything. So first field, type. Second field, user permission. Third field, group permission. Fourth field, other user permission. Dot ACLs. There is no ACLs. Dot means if we having plus, it having ACLs. So 4 inside the port, 2 directories will have now, right? And then who's the owner? Root. Who's a group owner? Root. Directory size and timestamp. Finally, directory name. Each and everything you know now. Got it, guys? You people, you asked to me like in initial days. If I am trying to teaching at the time, you are unable to understand. So first of all, you need to understand the concept. Then only you are going to understand the remaining stuff. So that's why at the time I didn't provide any information related to those all the properties. Now you know each and every field into this property. Got it now? Right. So now we are trying to get fscl command I'm executing. Get fscl and Oppo. Let's see guys here. Same ls-ld Oppo and get fscl Oppo. It will show you same information. So but here user rwx, group rx, group other user rx like that will have. But clearly it is going to provide file name Oppo, owner root, group root, and user having rwx permission, group having rx permission, other user having rx permission. I hope you got it, guys. Clear? So same permissions we are going to get because there is no ACLs for this Oppo directory because it's a new directory. Just now we did. So now what we are doing? We are trying to creating those users. Already we have one user called. I think there is no student user right here. So I'm trying to creating one user called student. Okay. And then we are trying to creating one more user called Renuka. ये कीबोर्ड थोड़ा छोटा है ना यार इसलिए. And then ER. Then Shiva, I think so, right? Raju and Rani. Group add is a command. You are trying to bring one group called NIT. Then how to add the Raju Rani into the NIT group? Yes, guys. Use a mod -a capital G. NIT is a group name and Raju is a username. And like the same way, we are trying to adding Rani. So if you want, you can check lit command lit -g. NIT is a group name. See, NIT group having Raju Rani users. I hope you're clear, guys. Right? Okay. So now we are going to assign the ACLs. So according to this diagram, so we did few users and one group, and then we add the Raju Rani users into the group. Now we are allowing Renuka user to access Oppo, and the NIT group members also, they need to access Oppo directory. At present, those people that doesn't have the access to create the files and directories inside the Oppo. If you want, you can check cd Oppo, right? Login as a Renuka. Then try to create the file with the help of Renuka user R1. What happens? See, permission denied. Not only Renuka, remaining peoples also, they doesn't have the access, they are unable to create the files and directories inside the Oppo. Got it, guys? Now I'm trying to allowing only Renuka and then NIT group members to create the files and directories inside the Oppo. Then how to provide the ACL permissions? Set FACL is a command. -m is option. Modify, right? U colon username Renuka colon RWX comma G colon NIT colon RWX comma O colon R read only permission. Then Oppo is a directory name. Now Oppo directory having ACL permission. How to know? Let's check ls-l. ls-l, then hit enter. See, guys, we have plus symbols. So before we have dot, right? So before we have dot here, this dot, it became plus now. Clear, guys? So plus means this Oppo directory having ACL permission. If you need to know the detailed information about Oppo ACLs, get FACL is a command. Then provide the directory name called Oppo. See, guys, Oppo file name, who's the owner, root, group owner, root, and owner having full permission RWX. And see, guys, Renuka users have the RWX permission. Now she can create the files and directories inside the Oppo. And then NIT group also having the full permission. NIT group having full permission means NIT group members also having full permission. I hope you got it, guys. Yes, no? Clear? Right? So now what we need to do? So now let's try to verify. cd Oppo login as a Renuka, right? And then try to create the file. Can we create the file? Can we create the file with the help of Renuka user now? Yes, we can. Because Renuka, she have the full permission. She can create the files and directories inside the Oppo. We are into Oppo directory. Then, so we did one file called R1 with the help of Renuka user. Exit from Renuka. So now I'm trying to log in as a ER user. Got it, guys? So now I'm trying to creating the file with the help of ER user E1. Can we create the file? Can we create the file? Access denied. No, we are unable to create the file because ER user doesn't have the permission. Got it, guys? Clear? Next. So exit from ER and then try to log in as a Raju. Can we create the file with the help of Raju user? Right? RR1 touch. We can. So Raju user having permission means automatically Rani user also having the permission, because Raju and Rani both are NIT group members. If you want to can check with Rani also, it's not a problem. So log in as a Rani and then try to create the file. So triple R1. Got it, guys? I hope you're clear. Yes, no. So like this you can create the files and directories with the help of Renuka user and with the help of Rani and Raju user. So I hope you're clear as of now. So now if you want, you can provide the recursively permission also. At present, there is no ACLs for DIR1, DIR2, R1, RR1, triple R1, right? There is no ACLs, right? Dot we have C. So if you need to assign same ACL permission recursively, add hyphen R option. Add hyphen R option, capital R. So if you're providing capital R, the permission ACLs, it is going to apply recursively. So go to Oppo directory, check the list. See, you have plus symbol. I hope you got it, guys. So if you want, you can add hyphen R option also here, capital R. So capital R means recursively. So yesterday we discussed about capital R, right? So recursively, it is going to provide the permissions. So clear? Yes, no? Right. So now let's see, guys, here. Go back to root users home directory. How to know the ACLs? Get FACL is a command. Get FACL. Get FACL. Then Oppo is a directory name. So let's see, guys, here. So you know everything, right? Apart from mask. Yes, no? So you don't know much about mask, right? So this is umask for this only Oppo directory. How will have the umask to provide the default permissions for users and groups? Like the same way, here we'll have mask value. So mask value is RWX here. RWX means full permission will have, right? So how to change the mask value? If you change the mask value, what will happen? Now we are going to discuss. Set FACL is a command. Hyphen M means modification, right? Hyphen M means modify. MASKRM, whatever if you want to can use to modify the mask value. So if you modify the mask value, that mask value, it is going to apply for users and groups. What we are trying to modifying the mask value, it is going to apply for users and groups. So now we are trying to modifying the mask value. So how to modify the mask value? How we need to modify the mask value? Set FACL space hyphen M means modification. MR mask. MR mask. So M colon M colon and then I'm trying to providing read only permission instead of RWX. By default, mask value is RWX, right? By default, mask value is RWX. Now we are trying to providing only read permission. To whom? Oppo directory. Clear, guys? So then hit enter. Now get FACL, then Oppo, then hit enter. See, guys, what happened? Clear? So this mask value, it is going to affect for users and groups. See. So usually Renuka user, she have RWX permission. But we change the mask value. The mask value got applicable for whom? Renuka user. So now Renuka user, she is unable to create the files and directories inside the Oppo. Got it, guys? If you want, you can try. CD, Oppo, then log in as a Renuka and then try to create the file with the help of Renuka user F1. What happens? See? I hope you got it. Remember, if you modify the mask value, if you change the mask value, it is going to applicable for users and groups. Clear? So especially for Oppo directory, not for other directories, only for Oppo. So Renuka, usually she have the full permission. If you change the mask value, Renuka having read-only permission now. Not only Renuka, NIT group members also. So here effective are. So mask value, it is going to affect for whom? Users and groups. Clear? Got it, guys? So let's try to log in as a Raju user. Log in as a Raju. Then hit enter. Let's try to create the file with the help of Raju user F2. Access denied. I hope you got it, guys. Right? Then how we need to provide the full access? How we need to remove this effective R? We need to provide RWX. Then only it is going to go. So same command, set FACL hyphen M colon RWX. Got it, guys? Effective, it's gone. Effective R, it's gone. So now Renuka user, NIT group member, those both the people, they have the access, they can create the files and directories inside the Oppo. As of now, I hope you're clear, guys. How to assign the ACLs for particular user to particular group to particular directory. I hope you're clear. So we are allowing Renuka user to create the files and directories inside the Oppo, and then we are allowing NIT group members to create the files and directories inside the Oppo. Got it, guys? So now ACLs completed. Now we have one concept called default ACLs. So we have one more concept called default ACLs, right? By default, if you're trying to creating the files and directories inside the Oppo, those files and directories should have one ACL permission, right? For example, go to Oppo directory, cd Oppo, login as a Renuka, right? And then I'm trying to creating one file with the help of Renuka user inside the Oppo, file 1. So let's see, guys, here. File 1, who's the owner of file 1? Renuka. Group owner also Renuka. So do we have any ACL permissions here? There is no ACL permissions, right? But I need few ACL permissions by default. I hope you got it, guys. I need few ACL permissions by default while you're trying to creating the files and directories inside the Oppo. When we are going to get, if you're assigning default ACLs, then we'll get. As of now, we discuss only ACLs. Now we have one more concept called default ACLs. With the help of default ACLs, we are going to provide the default permission for files and directories. While you're trying to creating the directories and files inside the Oppo, those files and directories, it having few default permissions. If you want, you can provide same permission also. But I'm trying to teaching one kind of real-time scenario. Got it, guys? Let's see here. We have Ishwar user, right? ER user. So ER user, he doesn't have the access to create the files and directories inside the Oppo. Okay. Yes, no, by default. And Shiva user also, he doesn't have the access to create the files and directories inside the Oppo. Right? Okay. So for example, Renuka, she can, and Raju, Rani, those people also, they can create the files and directories inside the Oppo. Right? For example, Renuka, she's trying to creating one directory. Okay. So Renuka, she's trying to creating one directory called RDIR1 is a directory name. Okay. So who have the access by default? Only Renuka, right? Only Renuka, she having the access to utilize this directory because she's a owner of this directory. Renuka, She's the owner of this directory. So this RDIR1, it's available into Oppo. RDIR1, where it's available inside the Oppo directory. Who's the owner of this RDIR1? Renuka. Got it, guys? So Ishwar, can he create the files and directories inside the RDR1? Shiva can be, with the help of Shiva user can be? No, right? But my intention is, Ishwar, he should not create the files and directories inside the Oppo. But what kind of files will have inside the Oppo? Those files and directories, Ishwar, he need to access. Got it, guys, now? Clear? So now, Renuka, she's trying to creating one directory called RDR1. Okay. Ishwar, he should have the access for RDR1, but Ishwar, he should not create the files inside the Oppo directly. If you are providing the full permission for Ishwar, then he can create the files and directories inside the Oppo. But Ishwar, he should not create the files and directories inside the Oppo. Okay, what we have inside the Oppo, only those files Ishwar, he need to access. Clear, guys? I hope you doesn't have any confusion, right? So simple. Renuka madam, she is trying to creating one directory called R1. But Ishwar, he should not create the files inside the Oppo, but Ishwar, he need to create the files inside the RDR1, actually owner of Renuka. Who's the owner for RDR1? Renuka, right? So Renuka's directory, Ishwar, he need to use. Simple, man. For example, we have two students into our classroom, right? So Manmad and Vishesh, right? Okay. So Manmad, he is doing like some problems into our classroom. What I did, भगा दिया class से. So Manmad, आप ज़्यादा बात कर रहे हो, बाहर चले जाओ बोल के भगा दिया यार. Listen this story, okay? So I send him out. So I'm not allowing him to attend the session, right? So Manmad, he doesn't have the access to attend the Linux session now. But क्या नाम है यार बोल रहा हूँ आपका? Vishesh, he having the access, he can attend the session. Yes, no? So Manmad, he doesn't have the access, but Manmad, he have the interest to learn Linux, but I am not allowing him. I am not allowing him to attend the session because he did some mistakes, so that's why. Okay. So now every day, Vishesh, he is attending. So now Manmad, what he is going to do, after completing the session, Vishesh notes he is going to get, he is going to make a note and he is going to learn the Linux class. Same thing here also. Ishwar, he doesn't have the access to create the files and directories inside the Oppo. But Renuka, Raju, Rani, those three people, they have the access, they can create the files and directories inside the Oppo. But Ishwar, those three people's files and directories he need to use. Got it now? So clear? Wherever if you want you can go. If you go to official content also, you doesn't have like these examples. Clear? So now we are going to assign the default ACLs. While you are trying to creating the directory inside the Oppo with the help of Renuka user, right? By default, Ishwar should have the access. That is default ACL. Clear, guys? Good. So now how to provide the default ACLs? Now we are going to discuss. Exit from Renuka. I'm back to root. I'm back to root user scope directory. So set FACL -m means modification, right? And then DR default, whatever if you want to can give. If you want to can provide default load, total default load, or D, both are same. So D:, U:, E, R is a username, then RWX to whom? Oppo. Not only for users, if you want to can provide the groups also. So for demonstration purpose, I am trying to providing the permission, default permission for user. It's not like this. If you want to can provide for groups also, it's not a problem. Got it, guys? So now set FACL hyphen M means modification, D means default, colon U means user, colon user name to whom we need to provide the permission ER user, right? And then we are trying to providing full permission for ER and then we have the access. मनमत का एग्जाम्पल बोला, मनमत को बाहर भगा दिया था मैं और मनमत अटेंड करने के लिए नहीं है चांस, मगर आप अटेंड कर रहे हो, सो आपका नोट्स मनमत लेके देख रहा है बाहर. सेम कॉन्सेप्ट. ER user is unable to create the files and directories inside the OPPO, but ER user, he can utilize Renuka's files and directories, Raju Rani's files and directories, right? Right. So now exit from ER, log in as a Renuka, right? And then try to create one directory. RDIR1 is a directory, Renuka's dir1, right? So let's check the list. See guys, RDR1 directory having ACLs. Let's check the ACLs for RDR1. Get FACL, then RDIR1. Yeah. I hope you got it, guys. So ER having access for whom? RDR1 directory. But ER doesn't have the access to create the files inside the OPPO directly. What we have inside the OPPO, those files he can access now, from now onwards. Got it, guys? Exit from Renuka, then CD RDIR1, right? Login as a ER. Then try to create the file called E1. Can we? We can. See. I hope you got it, guys. How we need to provide the default ACLs. So clear? ACLs, default ACLs. Okay? So ACLs means we are allowing the access, we are denying the access according to our requirement. By default, student user, ER, and then Shiva user doesn't have the access. So okay, Renuka also doesn't have the access, but what we did, we are allowing only Renuka to access OPPO directory. And then we are allowing only NIT group member to access OPPO directory. Remaining people, student and ER, Shiva, they doesn't have the access, they are unable to create the files and directories inside the OPPO directory. Can you show OPPO access to DR? OPPO, ER, he is unable to access OPPO directory. What I said, ER, Ishwar, he is unable to access OPPO directory. So, clearly I have mentioned here, who's that guy? Sai Dulu, right? Sai Dulu, okay, right. So, let's see guys here. Number भी देखे यार यहाँ पे, Saidulu bhai, right? So let's see guys here. Renuka having the access. ER doesn't have the access. So Renuka, she can create the files and directories. Renuka, she did one directory called RDR1. Now ER, he is going to access this RDR1, but ER, he is unable to access the OPPO. Clear now? Right. So let's see guys here. How to copy the ACL permissions. How to know the ACLs? Get FACL OPPO. Get FACL OPPO. See guys here. Get FACL OPPO, and then we have all the permissions for OPPO directory. Right? Now I'm trying to creating one more directory called Nokia. Nokia. So how to know the ACL permissions for Nokia? ls-ld Nokia. So there is no ACLs for Nokia, right? There is no ACLs for Nokia. We have got. So dot means no ACLs. Plus means it having ACLs. Then how to know the ACLs list? Get FACL Nokia. Right guys? So clear? So get FACL, look, there is no ACLs, right? So now we have the ACLs for Oppo. Same ACL permissions I need for Nokia. Got it, guys? We have Oppo directory ACLs, and the same Oppo directory ACLs we need to copy for whom? Nokia directory. So got it, guys? So is it possible? Can we copy the permissions from one file to another file? I'm not copying the data. I'm copying only permissions. If you need to copy the data, CP command will have, right? Can we copy the ACL permissions from one directory to another directory? Yes, we can. We can copy the permissions from one directory to another directory. So how to copy? Let's see. Get FACL. Most of the people, they don't know this command. Most of the people. Get FACL, your source directory name, from where you need to copy the permissions. Oppo directory having permission. That Oppo directory permissions we need to provide for who? Nokia directory. Got it, guys? Then pipe symbol, set FACL, set FACL, right? Hyphen, set hyphen file is option. Set FACL space hyphen set hyphen file is an option, right? Is equal to ఓపెన్ చేశారా? అట్లాగే ఉంది ప్రాబ్లం. సేమ్ ఆన్ అయ్యి ఆఫ్. So let's see, guys, here. So set FACL space hyphen set hyphen file is equal to then hyphen space Oppo is a directory. 1 minute, guys. I think we did small mistake here. Right. So here we should not provide the space, guys. Here we should not provide the space, and you need to provide the hyphen. Actually I have given the space here. Don't give the space here, but you need to provide the space in between hyphen and Oppo. Got it, guys? So this is the right command. So spaces are very, very important for us here. Exactly what we are doing. Get FACL means it will print the Oppo ACLs list. That Oppo ACLs list with the help of set FACL command and with the help of this option hyphen set hyphen file is equal to hyphen space. Sorry, it's not Oppo. Nokia, right? Nokia. Right? So now let's check the list. See, guys. So usually before Nokia doesn't have the ACL permissions. Now Nokia is having ACL permission, right? So now get FACL Nokia. What we have the ACL permission for Oppo, same ACL permission we copy.